What's going on, everyone? This has kind of been a crazy day. Now, a lot of people are kind of happy about the whole Nintendo Direct thing. I don't know if you guys seen it, and there's a lot of things that I want to talk about with this whole Nintendo Direct or the Nintendo Showcase, whichever you want to call it. And before I even get into that whole ordeal about why people are mad about the whole Nintendo Direct thing, and sure enough, with the Nintendo Switch 2, again, waste opportunity to call the Super Nintendo Switch because what they kind of did right there kind of just shows that they should have called it the Nintendo Switch 2. But overall, when I was watching it, it was a good show. It was a very good show. Nintendo did bring in a whole bunch of first-party games, some Nintendo first-party Nintendo games. Then, what people was missing from the Nintendo Switch, the first Nintendo Switch, they was losing a whole bunch of third-party support, like games like Elder Ring, Cyberpunk, and games like they couldn't play on the first Nintendo Switch. But with Nintendo Switch 2, they are getting some third-party support with games like Elder Ring, Cyberpunk, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, and a whole bunch of other third-party games that a lot of people was really happy that they seen from the Nintendo Switch Direct, or the Nintendo Direct, whichever one you want to call it. But the one thing that people have gotten angry about Nintendo is the fact that they are literally in your face. They are taking away physical media, and they are basically giving you a physical and digital console where if you buy the game digitally, or heck, even if you buy the game physically, you buy the cartridge, it's not going to be like the physical games that you guys are used to. It's not going to be anything like that where if you are a collector of physical media, with the Nintendo Switch 2, you're not going to actually get physical media. You're actually going to be getting something different. So before I, in a commentary about that, this is what you guys are going to be getting with the with the freaking Nintendo, because Nintendo has raised the price on games for whatever crazy reason, and now the games, the Nintendo games are going to be with Mario Kart World. If you get the digital edition for Mario Kart World, it's going to be $80. Okay, some of the games you have been getting $80 for before, which is for a digital game should be no more than $60. But the one where people are kind of pissed off at with Nintendo, and this kind of just justifies, or this kind of like shows to everyone that GTA 6 may in fact be $100 day one. So if you guys were thinking that GTA 6 was not going to be over $70 or $80, Nintendo just pretty much gave freaking Rockstar the okay to charge people $100 for a whole goddamn game that you're not even going to really own for real, because the game is going to require a interconnection and the online, probably a Rockstar account in order for you to play the game. But the physical price for Nintendo's Mario Kart World is going to be $90 goddamn dollars. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people was kind of ticked off with Nintendo about this whole deal, because they are literally raising the price on you. And the graphics for Mario Kart World is no different than what you got from the Xbox One and the PS4 generation. 1080p, 60 FPS. And they are charging you $90 for it if you choose to get the physical edition. They are literally increasing the price for digital games and physical games. And they know they can get away with this because it's Nintendo. Nobody from probably the CMA or the FTC is going to call out Nintendo for the price gouging on the consumers. Now, I thought PlayStation was anti-consumer as hell, but now Nintendo just pretty much looked at them and just said, "Hold my beer," and just raised the price on people for $10, because Nintendo just said, "Yeah, we're gonna raise the price on you guys." So Nintendo Switch 2 games will cost up to $80 for digital, $90 for physical. If you guys, again, if you saw the Direct and you saw that freaking price, even though the show shows some pretty good games for the Nintendo audience, they are deliberately raising the price on you. So if you thought Nintendo was going to be the savior for gaming, obviously not, because they are literally going to price gouge you out the ass, even though they don't have to, because their games will sell. But the fact that they are making you pay $90 for a physical game for Mario Kart World is baffling in itself, which is why a lot of people are pissed off at Nintendo, especially with the amount of things that they are doing with their Nintendo Switch 2 cartridges. Because if you actually read upon the Nintendo Switch cartridges for the Nintendo Switch 2, it's more of a digital only cartridge, a DRM cartridge. It's not a physical one like you think it is. Like right here, this is from the official Nintendo website. So here's what it says right here. How it works. Step 1, insert the game key card into the system. Step 2, the game itself isn't included. Let me go ahead and say that one more time. The game itself isn't included on the game key card. So you'll have to download it before you can play. When you insert the game card, further instructions will be displayed on the home menu. Please note, to download the game, you must have enough free space in your Nintendo Switch 2 system memory or micro SSD express card. Once the game is downloaded, you're ready to play. An internet connection is only required when you launch the game for the first time. After this, the game can be started even without internet connection. However, like regular physical software, the game keycard must be inserted into the system in order to play the game. Guys, Nintendo has lost their goddamn minds. Really? If you guys really thought that Nintendo was going to be the savior for physical media, again, they just literally spinning your face saying like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Because due to the fact that they literally removed the one thing from the first Nintendo where you can actually own the game if you insert the cartridge, now all of a sudden you can't do that no more because you need an internet connection and you need a Nintendo account in order to do that. So say bye-bye to physical media if that's what you guys was really into. Physical media, Nintendo just killed it. I mean, digital media on PC hasn't really been a big deal because people can find ways to officially own the game and not actually, give Nintendo any money. But we have things like this when Nintendo is literally raising the price on you, and you don't even have the full game, even if you download it physically. It's just going to show like people are looking more into selling the 7 C's than actually giving any of these companies like Nintendo, Microsoft, or PlayStation money. Because due to the fact that digital games, you don't really own it. You will own nothing and you will be happy for it. Now, if you go to like GOG right here, GOG literally has DRM free games. You literally own these games on GOG. Like right here, this is Resident Evil 2. This is an old game. So if you actually buy this game from GOG on Steam, not on Steam, on the PC, you officially own this game. Right here. DRM free. No activation or online connection required to play. Once you buy this game, and this game is $10 right now for Resident Evil 2, which I do gotta buy this game because I haven't really officially played the original Resident Evil 2. You actually own this game. When these companies fill these games with DRM, they can take the game away from you whenever they please. You don't believe me? Let's just take a look back at PlayStation and what they did to Concord. When people bought the physical edition for Concord, as soon as they shut the game off, you couldn't play the game anymore. Because due to the fact that they looked at the game, they released it for 2 weeks, and then they said, cut the game off. So even if you bought the physical edition for Concord, you couldn't play no more. Because they literally have the power to say, if we're going to take the game away from you, they're going to do it. So if you guys really think that just because you bought a physical edition of a game that you officially own the game forever, that's not how it works anymore. Especially if they decide to turn the servers off for that said game. Because games nowadays require an internet connection or a login for you to actually play it. I hate to break it to a lot of people that was buying physical media, and physical media is the true ownership for a game. It's not. actual true ownership for a game is piracy and emulation. I hate to break it to a lot of people that's probably on the console side that's still buying physical games, thinking like they officially own it. No, the actual official ownership for buying the game is with piracy and emulation. Not saying do it, but I'm saying that's the only way that you can actually own your games. Because a lot of these games nowadays has an internet connection. You need an internet connection in order to download the game or play the game. But guys, what Nintendo is doing right now with this, like a lot of people are pissed off, justifiably so, because they are charging you $90 for a new Mario Kart game instead of like the typical 70 or $80. Again, gaming is getting more expensive, even though it doesn't need to be. Like, what the hell was I know Nintendo can get away with this crap because it's Nintendo. Who the hell is gonna call it Nintendo? Nintendo does no wrong. And the fact that people, especially the Nintendo guys, yeah, some of them were pissed, but the hardcore Nintendo guys, they said they got no problem with Nintendo charging $90 for a goddamn game that should be freaking $70 at most. And Nintendo doesn't even have a huge budget for some of these games. Most of the freaking Nintendo, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom was probably the most expensive game that they made. But all the other games didn't cost no more than $100 million to make, or even $50 million at most. And they still charge you $70 to play games at 30 FPS in 2023, 2024, 2025. 720p, 30 FPS in 2024. Nintendo is literally doing this in front of your faces, and people was justifiably upset, pissed, whatever you want to name it. But you know, people say they ain't got no problem with it because of reason, like this guy right here and Jeremy from freaking Geeks and Gamers. From Razor Fist? How old are you? Because if you're old enough to have played NES or SNES games, you remember that games used to cost whatever Nintendo, Sony, or Sega felt like charging. Final Fantasy III cost $80 in the early 90s, and that wasn't at all uncommon. Yes, that's why I'm personally not bothered at all. Guys, no. In this day and age where prices are increasing dramatically, games, you should not be getting charged more for wanting to enjoy a hobby. And people wonder why piracy is very popular. Because we got people like this, Razor Fist and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. We got people like this that's not bothered at all, or they're pretty much promoting it, saying like it's not a big deal that the prices of games are increasing, even though people are struggling to even put food on the goddamn table, pay their rent, pay their light bill, anything like that sort. Hey, I want to enjoy my hobby, but I don't want to pay these companies this excessive amount of money, or I don't want to have the subscription price increase. I don't want to have the game increase. I just want to enjoy a game and not be charged more for it. Like what PlayStation is doing with their PS4 games. They charge you $10 more to upgrade it on the PS5 version. And Nintendo pretty much saw that and pretty much say, hey, let's do that with Legend of Zelda and our other games that we have. So now you can play like the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on a Nintendo Switch 2 at 60 FPS, which you should have freaking got on the Nintendo Switch 1. But it was stuck at 30 FPS because of how out of date the Nintendo Switch 1 was. And some people ain't got a problem with this. They say, hey, it's just Nintendo being Nintendo. No. That should not be what people are saying. Nintendo just being Nintendo? Are you out of your damn mind? Things like this are why people move to PC gaming. Things like this is why people have pirated games or emulated games, because they don't want to give these companies excessive amount of money just to enjoy their hobby. Like this is why people wait for games to go on sale for like maybe $40 or $50 on Steam. And this is why Steam is so popular as it is. This is why GOG is popular as it is. This is why Game Pass is becoming more valuable today, because You got a whole bunch of games on Game Pass right now that you can play for only $20 a month. You can play, like what? Depending on your time consumption, you can play Call of Duty, Indiana Jones, South of Midnight is coming in a few days. You can play the new Doom game that's coming out in a couple of months. You can next month. You can play Lies of P. Lies of P was on Game Pass. The Yakuza games was on Game Pass. You was playing a whole bunch of games right there for only $20 a month. So it seems like Game Pass is the better value in today's age where things are getting more expensive. So anybody saying Game Pass ruins games? No, that's definitely not true at all. Game Pass is actually helping people save money so they can buy games, maybe on Steam, maybe on the Microsoft Store, on the Xbox app on PC. Who knows? What Nintendo is doing is the very exact reason why we need something like Game Pass. Because you shouldn't be getting charged more for one to enjoy your hobby. You should be enjoying your hobby at a fair price. Not because these companies want to, increase the price out of you or make you fit the bill because of their excessive budget they put in their games. Because it's not up to the consumers to give the corporations money because they put in $200 million or $300 million budget games. That's not on us. We didn't tell y'all to do that. You should be doing what you gotta. You should be doing what you need to save money, not put so much money into these freaking game budgets, and they still come out broken, buggy, unfinished, bad resolution, bad frame rates. But these companies will just have you fit the bill because they know they can, because of blind consumerism. So yeah, people are upset with Nintendo, justifiably so, for increasing the price for physical media, quotations, by $90 and digital by $10 or $80. But guys, like I said, this is why I'm getting a Steam Deck. This is why I'm getting an Asus, either a Steam Deck or an Asus ROG Ally, or probably I'll wait on that freaking Asus Xbox handheld. This is why I'm waiting, because I don't want to give Nintendo freaking $450 for Nintendo Switch 2 and pay $90 for one goddamn game. I'm not doing that crap. Some people will do it because, like I said, blind consumerism, but I'm not doing that crap. But let me know what y'all think about the Nintendo Switch Direct. Let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know what y'all think about Nintendo increasing the prices to $90 for their physical games. And if you guys like the video, like and subscribe, share the video. I will see you on the next one. Peace.